Hey, how's it going, everyone? So today we're going to take a look and see how much my M1 Finance investing portfolio has paid over the last month. You can see currently the value on this portfolio is at $64,275. So if you've been watching, the portfolio has definitely taken quite a tumble. You can see over the last day it's gone down about 2%, which is about $1,300. If we jump over to the week, we're actually down almost $4,600. You can see we earned a little bit of dividends there, but definitely still taking quite a tumble. And you can see this last month has been really tough on this portfolio. So we're down about $10,300, which is about 14.2% from our investments. And then if we go to the quarter, we are down about $9,627. Now, one thing I do want to really point out when it comes to this portfolio is, if you can see right over here, the net cash over the last quarter has been over $10,000. So even with the market going down, we are still putting money in every single week that we can. If we can put a little bit more, great. If not, we put in what we can. So, you can see, I think at the highs, if I go over here on the chart here, 73,000 or almost 74,000 was the peak at which this portfolio's value had gone up to. And then obviously with everything else now has come tumbling down. But we're in this for the long term, so I'm not too stressed out about how it's performing in this short period of time. I'm more focused on the long term, and right now, honestly, we're buying stocks at a really good price point for the companies I want to be holding for the long term. So we're gonna go into those and take a quick look here, because one thing when it comes to the market being down, so I did a purchase back on May 20th. I put in 1,000, which was honestly quite a bit for me, a little bit more than normal, or quite a bit more than normal. So you can see here some of these buys. Obviously, not all of these companies pay out dividends, but either they will, or in the future, I will sell them and buy into stocks that do. So we put in about 200 into Amazon, another 150 into Microsoft, which I think we got that in there before the ex-dividend date. Bought about a share of Block here. Home Depot, we put in another 100. Google, about 118. Costco, about 50. Ross, we did about 100. And then if it's on screen here, or maybe it's like a little bit off screen. Nope, it's right on screen. It's about $200 into Apple. So obviously some of these companies are still paying out dividends and do really nice dividend growth. So those will pan out in the future very well for us, because we're buying them at better price points than we had been in the past. So I think, yeah, you can see here with Microsoft, this one is at 247, where as of this recording, let's go into here real quick just to see. It's at 256 right now, and obviously, if you've been following along with Microsoft, they've actually peaked around 349. So we're getting it at a pretty good price point, and guess what? The market can still keep going down, and we'll definitely keep buying into this. As you can see, we've been doing quite a few buys overall. But, we like to talk about dividends. We like to talk about these companies that are we're invested in and are helping us, get to that income in the future. That with this portfolio, I do like to show this every once in a while just to kind of reiterate. So this portfolio has a fairly low yield. Based off of the current percentages and everything, my yield is only 1.13%. But I'm not worried about that today, because I don't really care for the dividends so much today as I care about them in the future. So it's all about that dividend growth that these companies are going to have down the road. So like with Microsoft as an example, let's go to that dividend news. Let's see, when was the last time? So back in September of 2021, they increased their dividend by 11%. And those are kind of the things that I'm looking forward to. So if in the future they can do something similar to that, keeping it around that 10%, our money will be worth more just for having ownership of Microsoft and a lot of these other companies that currently pay dividends, or if in the future they end up paying out dividends. So let's go ahead and add this all up and see where we are with what we earned over the last month. So I can actually break this down to just the dividends. And so let's go ahead and break this down. So the month of May is actually the second highest after the third month of every quarter. So the middle month is an okay month as far as payouts. So the first one was on May 12th. We got paid out from Apple for $11. Which, by the way, when I get these dividends, I don't pay them back into the companies that paid them out. Unless that company is really undervalued at that given time, I usually take that money and reinvest it back into the portfolio with stocks that are quite a bit lower in their 52 weeks if I'm still believing in those companies, just kind of FYI. So after that, the next day was May 13th. We got from Costco for $6.88. May 16th from Ally Financial, we got $9.66. And then on the 17th from Texas Instrument, we got the largest payout, which was $18.79. So before we add up the total for the month of May, as well as seeing how much we've earned for the year, I want you to check out my friends at Earnest. They can help you potentially refinance your student loans and lower your interest rate, which can help you save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. One, it's entirely free to refinance your student loans with them. And then two, it could take you less than 2 minutes to check your rates. Now, again, you can save hundreds, if not thousands of dollars, which you can use for investments. So check out the link down below. Help support out the channel to get you more free stuff like this, but you get a nice little bonus as well. Now, I put this all together in here into my dividend income tracker. So you can see here, we earned a total of $46.33 for the month of May. Now, there's a couple different comparisons that I like to do. So the first comparison that I really like to do is obviously from the quarter or from the year prior. So last year we made 28.07 and now we're 46.33, which is a nice increase. And then if we look at the similar month of the last quarter, which was in February, we earned 33.89 and now we're at 46.33. So we are seeing those really nice increases. Obviously, some of that is from buying more shares and some of that is also from dividend increases that have happened over those last couple of months. So those are kind of two things that are playing in our favor right there for us. We're going to see how obviously the rest of the year goes. There's a lot of worry with everything going on in the market that things are going to continue to keep dropping. And, you know, sometimes a lot of people say, hey, well, if I have dividends, I don't have to worry. But got to keep in mind that companies can cut dividends, and they have done that in the past. I have a company in my portfolio, Ross, who actually cut their dividend some time ago. Where was this? It was a little bit after the market overall pretty much stopped. So it was from March of 2020 all the way to a year later, they finally reinstated their dividends. So keep something like that in mind, that companies can cut their dividends, not guaranteed. Just because they said they're going to do it doesn't mean it's going to have to happen. So, you know, as much as I love dividends and paying attention to them, one of the biggest things I want to do is always reiterate to myself is that, you know, nothing is guaranteed when it comes to those dividends, right? But if these companies have very low payout ratios and they obviously have cash flow coming in year after year and quarter after quarter, those are going to be really good signs for you to know that, yes, these companies can continue to pay out these dividends and hopefully not do those cuts, if at all. And if anything, maybe even continue to increase and help draw in more investors for the long term, because that's a really, really important thing for a lot of people as well, too. So when we add up everything that we've earned so far for the year of 2020, we're now sitting at $285.23 in this M1 Finance portfolio, which of course, I have also a retirement account as well too. So just something to keep in mind, this is not just everything I have. If I compare this to where we were last year overall, which was 514, I like to have this growth percentage right here. We're only down 44.5% from where we were last year, and we're only, we're actually less than halfway through the year, so we still have, you know, obviously all of June to be halfway through the year. So we're doing really well to essentially knock out what we did in 2021, because as you can see, you know, most of these months, when you compare them to the time period prior, we're already outnumbering them pretty significantly. So I wouldn't be surprised if in 2022 we see a really good growth, maybe in the $750, $800 range. If you want, you leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think we'll end up with at the end of 2022, just based off of those numbers, because I'm kind of curious to see where it's going to end up going as well too. It'd be cool if we end up hitting over 1,000, but obviously that includes buying a lot more over the next couple months, which I mean, we kind of are doing, but we'll see how sustainable that is, of course, for us. Now, with 5 months in so far for the year, I like to do the pay per hour right over here. I've seen other people do it with like wages, or like if you're working a 40-hour job. I just like getting paid all day, every day. So I wanted to see how much this equals out to. So I'm making 8 cents an hour, day or night, sleep or awake. And I think I love that so much, because I'm like, wow, I'm just making money just by sleeping, doing nothing else, or, you know, even if I'm already working as well on top of that. Now, if I slide over here, this is some averages, of course. So right over here, you can see my monthly average is $57.05. So we're inching closer and closer to making $100 a month on average. Obviously, there's already been some months that we've hit over 100, but when we average it out, and then our total paid out dividends has been $992.09. So we're very close to approaching $1,000 total in paid dividends that, again, we've put right back into the portfolio to continue to grow and get reinvested as well. Now, if you want to keep on learning and growing when it comes to investing for your future, check out my video right over here on screen so you can keep on watching. My name is Dennis, and I'll see you in that next video.